Okay, here we go for 10 ball Scottish doubles. We're just at the lag. And we'll see who wins the lag. Albinario wins the lag. Albinario's teamed up with Wolfpack. It's a very strong team. And Larry is partnering Stefan. Race to 5. Remember, it's handicapped. And team 2, who are Larry and Stefan, are getting 1 rack. This isn't a Moneyball handicap tournament, it's rack handicap. So Larry and Stefan are 1-0 up in the race to 5. And Larry needs to get this cue ball up into the middle of the table. And well, I thought he'd have been better drawing that up the table rather than trying to draw it to the rail, because he's blocked Stefan out. I think he got a bit too much into that. So it's now ball in hand to Wolfpack and Albinario. That's a little awkward. He's going to have to spin this. And that's a bit in no man's land. Albinario still look to cut this in. And he's controlled that well. Dragged it round the corner. Now the only stumbling block here is blocking himself out of this 10 ball. Maybe just a little bit of inside. I think there's just a little angle on that. I think Albinario can just drop behind the 9. Yeah, you just had to be careful there. It was going close to the jaw, but it should be no problem. Remember, 10 ball is call shot. The 10 ball is automatically forced as a call shot. So Albinario and Wolfpack are on the board, and Wolfpack breaking in rack number 3, well, rack number 2 really. Right, let's have a look at the bracket. You can see there's just the 4 teams in tonight. We've got the match we're watching. The other match is Dizzle and Izum against Popman and Senny. Popman and Senny are getting 2 racks of a start. Let's see if the score's updated. Yeah, I've updated. Right, so dry break, Larry's at the table. Maybe looking to tuck the cue ball up the table there. Well, he didn't want to hit that 3 ball. He wanted to try and get over behind that 6 and 5. And he's failed. And the problem ball seems to be the 5 and 8 ball there. No position on the 2, so Wolfpack just playing this sort of negative safety. And that 2 ball can be cut down the rail as long as it goes past the middle pocket. It's a safe shot. Nine ball and the 3 ball are sitting there as blockers. Well, Albinario can certainly get the 2, no problem. Wolfpack needs to do something with the cue ball here. If he hits it dead slow, he might still risk getting blocked out by the 10 ball if he's going to leave Albinario on the 4 into the left middle. And he's controlled that well. So now it's going to be a combo from the 5 to the 6 by the look of it. He'll probably just run through to the rail and back out and just try and get it lined up. Well, it looks to be drawn. I don't know what he's trying here. Well, he tried to drop in behind the 9. I don't know why. To me, it was a lot easier just to run the cue ball through to the rail and back out and leave Wolfpack the combo. The combo wasn't a difficult combo. So now they've not got a shot. But that was well played. That's tight behind the 6. And Larry, I don't think, has got an angle there to get to this 5. He's going to have to put an awful lot of spin on it. Well, that's a great shot. That's excellent. He got the hit. And they're going to call the bank here, so this is an all or nothing shot. You would think if Albinario misses this, it's going to be a good chance for Larry and Stefan. But in goes the 5. And it's looking good for Wolfpack and Albinario in this rack. Well, let's have a look at the angle that he's got here in this 7 ball. So he's got to run. He's got to go down off that end rail and back up here to the right. This right side where the cue ball is at the moment. Now, is he playing that with inside? Well, that was dangerous. He could have easily have scratched. But he's got away with it. So again, just a simple shot, a little soft draw on the 9. Maybe even just kill the cue ball. Doesn't even really need to draw it back much at all, but just to leave a decent shot for Wolfpack in the 10. Well, he's drawn it back. Just gone a little tad more than he might have wanted to, but it should be fine. So Wolfpack and Albinario win the first 2 racks and they go into the lead. And Stefan and Larry are going to have to make their mark quickly here. So ball's gone down. I don't know what one. 6 balls gone, and they're sitting nice on the 1 as well. And I have to say, this is looking good here. These balls are sitting pretty nice. Even though the 7 ball's down here in the bottom rail, the 5 ball is sitting away from the rail. And this is the important shot, because this 3 is tight on the rail and he's got to get somehow a shot for his partner on this 4, and that 8 ball is just adjacent enough to be a bit of a hindrance. He's managed to get away from it, and that's pretty good. What's the angle like? Well, that's perfect, because he can just roll straight through, and Albinario will leave Wolfpack a good shot in the 5. Now, ideally he wanted to be down a bit closer because there's a bit too much angle in the 5, and this cue ball's wanting to run away, so he's going to have to play this delicate. And same problem with this one. Again, the cue ball wants to run, so it's all about controlling the pace. And that's the problem, because the cue ball's run into the rail. Now, we can see the 8 ball does pass the 9, but he's looking to cut it into the bottom right. And again, the cue ball's going to be running, and this could go wrong. and he's overcut it. And again, you can see where the problems start when you start getting a little out of line, and that was two shots where the cue ball was just sitting a bit too high, and it was always leaving too much of an angle, so the cue ball was always going to come away from the rail, and it just went too close there and that. And again, cutting back in those corner pockets, it's always a blind pocket, and the tendency is to overcut it. So Larry and Stefan have been handed a gift there, and just a fairly simple 10 ball to tie the match up. Now at 2 racks all. So even the best players can get out of shape, and when the mistakes are made, it makes things tough. Well, Larry, I don't think has got any joy here. And Albinario probably dig out the jump stick and looks to cut the one into the middle by the look of it, maybe. I can't remember where he called that. Did he call it in at the bottom left? Must have done. Well, that was a good effort, but it's a chance for Larry and Stefan. Now the odds are it might be a 5-9 combo at that top left end of the table, but there are problems ahead here for these guys. And there's the first problem. Stefan's underhit that, and he's just left Larry far too much work to do in this 2 ball to try and get the cue ball back for the 3. He's going to have to spin this an awful lot. If there's any weakness in your positional play, you're going to get found out in this game, especially with Albinario and Wolfpack, and that was again asking too much. Larry did his best there, but he putting all that spin on it, digging down in the cue ball. It's very easy to just send it offline, and of course he's missed the 2, but he's got a bit of luck there. Wolfpack though fancies his chances with this 2, and he's got the 2, but of course there's not enough power you can get in the cue ball to get it back up the table here for the 3. So once again Albinario is going to call the jump, and again this is at distance, so by the time the cue ball gets to the 3, it's not going to have a great deal of pace in it. Once it gets up in the air and it comes down, it loses momentum. Well, he's played that well, but again, unfortunately, he's scratched. Now, at this stage of the match, even though it's 2-all, this would be a great rack for Stefan and Larry to win. It's still asking an awful lot, because now that 10 ball is blocking the 5-9 combo. And that's too hard. I think Larry's hooked here, is he? Yep. So straight away, the poor positional shot is just probably thrown away their chance again. But as long as Larry doesn't move any of those balls down that end of the table there, they've still got a chance, because Albinario and Wolfpack's got a lot of work to do to win this rack. Oh dear, where's the cue ball going? Well, he certainly didn't want to do that. The 5 ball's now in play. So it may well end up being a 9-10 ball combo to win this rack. Now, Albinario has a chance to move this 9, but it wouldn't give his partner optimum position in this 6, so he probably wants to draw this clean away from the 5 ball and get the cue ball up here on the left hand side. I don't know how far he can go. Well, he's actually split them. He's actually not changed it much. He's made the combination a lot easier. Now, what's the angle like in that shot? Well, that's just a roll through. So this is easy to get onto the 7. And another quick look at the 7. The 7 goes clean. And this requires a delicate little shot for Albinario to get this cue ball onto the 8. It looks simple, but it's actually quite difficult. It's all about controlling that pace, and he's more or less just stunned it and killed it. So now there's an issue, and the problem being that the cue ball's going to be running away. Now they could play the billiard onto the 10 off the 9 if he comes over the left hand side. And he's tried to hold it. Let's have a look. Well, that's not bad. I'd still expect him to get this. And it goes. So Stefan and Larry did have a chance, but again the poor positional shot is what threw it away for them. So Wolfpack and Albinario go back into the lead by 3 racks to 2. Wolfpack comes up dry in the break. A shot here for Stefan in the 1, and this is about, again, pace. Just cut this into the middle. Doesn't need to hit it hard. There's going to be pace in the cue ball to come off the bottom rail and back up for the 2. Probably into this bottom right. Well, he's taking the 1 the other way, and that's nowhere near it. But he got him on the 2. I think he was so focused on getting Larry on the 2 there that he took his eye off the 1 ball. But looking at the top end of the table, you've got the 9, the 6, the 8 and the 5 ball all sort of gathered together up there. So again, there's work to be done. Well, that was a bad shot. And I think Wolfpack can still cut this 2 ball in by the look of it. And he's got Albinario on the 3. And this is where it gets interesting, because we can see that the 4 ball's on no problem. Is he going to have to play a combo in the 5-9? Again, with too much angle on this shot, the cue ball's running up the table. Now, I wonder if Wolfpack's going to try and play this delicate, or maybe try and bring the cue ball up and move something. We'll soon find out. I think he's trying to play the light touch. Now, what's he got left here? Well, he's blocked out with the 10 ball. But I think Albinario can see enough of this 5 to actually still make the combo. It probably is a good guide for him. So he's going to have to hit that 9 ball on about a third of the right hand side of that 9 ball to make the cut. So there goes his 30 seconds. He's got 15 seconds left in his extension. And that was well played. However, the 6 and the 8 balls now both dead. They're both stuck together there. So this rack's not over yet. And Wolfpack's going to have to force something with the cue ball. Of course, that was never on because there wasn't an angle there. So now all they've got is a safety, and Albinario's got to get this thin. Just feather the 6 ball. And the 8 balls sort of killed it. Now if it's Larry coming to the table, I don't think he can see Can he see the cutting angle in that? I think he can. I think he can. Well, maybe he doesn't think he can. I thought he could. Maybe it's my eyes. So again, same shot here for Wolfpack. This time he's got a chance of tucking the 6 ball in behind the 8. He just needs a little nudge. Almost got it. Again, same shot here, and these balls are going to keep creeping to the left here. And that's a good shot. The cue ball needs to keep running though. Now that stops the path down the right hand side of the table. And now Albinario's got a problem because that 10 ball is getting in the way of bringing the cue ball back up the table, so he might just play a feather shot here just lightly and try and cover it with the 8. Well, he's covered it with the 10 as well. That's a good shot. And there's absolutely nothing on there for Larry. And Larry's going to have to spin into this round of 10. And if he does, he's better calling the 6 ball into one of the corners, which he's done. So he's going for the kick. And that's a great shot. That's an excellent shot. Unlucky, of course, you know, the cue ball wasn't going to get in the 7, so all that Stefan's left with is the bank. And this is crucial because he should have his partner on the 8. And that's tracking nice, but look at the cue ball. Oh dear. Just when you need that little bit of luck, that little kiss. And this is in danger of a double kiss here, yeah. Far too close to try and play the bank. So, excuse me. Wolfpack and Albinario's got a chance here to go into a 2-rack lead. And again, Larry and Stefan had their chance. And again, this is still about controlling the cue ball, and that looks good. Just needs to slow up. So in goes the 10. And it's now 4-2 to Wolfpack and Albinario, so they just need one more rack. And the 8 ball goes into the left middle, 3 ball into the top right, and a shot in the 1, and also a shot in the 2, because this cue ball is going to come across the table, over to the left rail and back out for the 2. Well, he's went to 3 rails. Well, that'll do it. Is that a bit straight? Well, that's dead straight, so he just needs to draw it back by 3 or 4 inches for the 4 into the middle. Oh, that's gone wrong, has it? Has it? Let's have a look. No, he's okay. Is he? Oh, that's tight. Oh, there was a bit of a pause there. But anyway, he get it. He used the little jump there. Very, very tight. Well, this match could be all over. It's all about the shot from the 6 to the 7. And that's perfect. Just drop that 7 ball in. A little dab of right hand English, punch the cue ball out to the left here as we look. Well, he can go wherever he wants with the cue ball here. He can run through, he can draw back. So Wolfpack, a little cut back. This isn't as severe, so he should get this no problem. Just needs to watch where the cue ball's going though. And this is why he's digging down. So in goes the 10, and Wolfpack and Albinario have beaten Larry and Stefan by 5 racks to 2. Remember, it's double elimination, so Larry and Stefan have still got a second chance, and Albinario and Wolfpack move on.